On July 23rd, 2022, I participated in the first annual Roadmasters Vette Club of Michigan Joe Clifford Strut and Shine car show at Serra Chevrolet in Southfield, Michigan. The event is named after Joe Clifford, a member of the club who unfortunately passed away in January of 2022. The proceeds from the event go to the Joe Clifford Kidney and Scholarship Fund. So to check out some of the cool and unique cars that attended the event, stick around. A number of cars at the show had been heavily modified. This is a good example, a 2015 Corvette convertible. Check out those custom white engine covers and the white out logo there in the underneath the hood. As I pull back, you can see the Lexani forged wheels. The entire interior had been done. Seats, dash, wheel, floor mats, door sills, door panels, everything has been whited out. And then when you go around, you can see the blacked out taillights. So my initial reaction in seeing this car is, man, I wouldn't want to be responsible for having to keep this thing clean. It's got to be a nightmare. Here's another example of a 7th gen Corvette that's had a lot of work done. Notice the clear taillights. Notice on the interior the blue around the transmission and the steering wheel. So come around, this is a Z06 model, and you'll see the wheels have been changed. Look at all the mods done under the engine. See that cold air intake. So again, another car that's had a lot of work done to it. This is a 7th generation Grand Sport. Look at the front splitter. Look at all the dress up done under the engine bay and underneath the hood. It's got aftermarket wheels. It's had a little bit of dress up done in the interior as well. Look at that shift knob and that bright red. As I pull around back, you can see the owner calls this Deep Red. It's the name they use for their car. Pretty cool configuration. Speaking of Grand Sports, I always love running into this 2013 Grand Sport convertible in Night Race Blue Metallic. Why, you ask? Because this was my wife's car. She bought it brand new in early 2014 as one of the final 2013 models sold by Maddox Chevrolet in Redford, Michigan. And we owned it for a couple of years, sold it back to the dealer, and the dealer sold it to a local guy who shows up at some of these car shows. So it's kind of fun to see what the latest mods are that he's done to our old car, and he is certainly getting a lot of enjoyment out of it. Not all the cars at the show were Corvettes. Here you've got a 1969 Camaro RS SS 396. Look at the cowl induction, look at the gauges sticking out of the hood. The interior, see it's an automatic transmission. Got gauges on the A-pillar up there. This car looked like it had been set up to run quarter miles just based on looking at the wheel configuration front and back. It was a stunning example of a Camaro, and it was really cool to see. Not everything at the show was a GM product, by the way. Here you're looking at a 1965 Mustang GT with a 289 V8. Obviously, as you look under the hood, a lot of work's been done, both cosmetically and otherwise. Very sharp-looking convertible. Glad they brought it to the show. I talked to the owner, and he was a little nervous, like, yeah, I know it's a Corvette car show, but I wanted to bring it anyways. And we're like, hey, glad to have you here. It's a really cool car to see. Another interesting car at the show was this lime green Plymouth Superbird. And as I pull around back, I'm going to let you listen to what it sounded like. Even at idle, this thing sounded awesome. When this car showed up, it gathered a lot of attention. You are looking at a 2012 Fisker Karma ES made by Fisker Automotive. It's a gas-electric hybrid that has a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that it sourced from General Motors that makes 260 horsepower, along with dual electric motors that made 161 horsepower. It would run on electric only for about 32 miles, according to the EPA. Unfortunately, 2012 was basically the only model year for the car. They only built 2,450 of them because A123 Systems, which was their sole battery supplier, went bankrupt, and that drove Fisker Automotive into bankruptcy in November of 2013. And so this may be one of only maybe 2 in the entire state of Michigan, and it was really cool to see this one. It only had 8,000 miles on it. A 2012 Fisker Karma ES. There were other generation Corvettes present. This is a 3rd generation car, As you can see as I look under the hood liner there says Corvette Mr. Spoon of Detroit, Michigan. In red, this coupe had the T-tops. As you go around back, you notice it's got the straight back window. So that tells me this was at least 1977 or older for the third generation, because the bubble back window began in 1978. This was a black fifth generation Corvette. You can always tell a fifth generation because it has the pop-up headlights. Even though the body style looks very similar to a sixth generation, the sixth generation, of course, had fixed headlights on it. This was one of the few C5s that I saw at the show. There were a few C8s at the show as well. Here we've got one, this color, initially you may think it's white, but I don't believe that's correct. I think this is referred to as ceramic matrix gray. If you know whether that's true or not, drop me a comment below, let me know. But this is obviously a hardtop convertible model, and there were a number of others present at the show. Very cool to see these new mid-engine 8th generation Corvettes come out and participate in shows like this. The only Cadillac I spotted at the show was this awesome CT5V Blackwing. The 6.2-liter V8 makes 668 horsepower, capable of 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds, with a top speed of 209 miles per hour. Wow. And that wraps up my overview of the Roadmasters Vette Club of Michigan, Joe Clifford Strut and Shine Car Show from Saturday, July 23rd, 2022. Had a great time at the show. If you'd like more information, by the way, about the Roadmasters Vette Club of Michigan, I'll put a link in the description below to both their website as well as their Facebook page. My name is Tom Stroup, and you've been watching Find the Right Road. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks, and we'll catch you next time.